What makes an object show host truly evil? Well, in this video, I will be answering that question. You see, there are a lot of violent and more graphic object show hosts in the recent age of the OSC. Hosts like modern day 4 and Animatic from Animatic Battle are perfect examples of this. But I do kind of want to go over what can actually make a host evil. It's because it's not just them killing people, it's a lot more than just that. So that will be the subject of today's video. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to the channel, and if you like content like this, then consider joining the channel to become a member. Now, let's go ahead and get into this video. Now, one thing that kind of makes a host evil that I feel like a lot of people overlook is their personality. And I think a good example of this would actually be 4 from BFB. The reason why I think this is because 4 is fully aware of what he's doing, unlike a lot of other hosts who might not be fully in control of their own thoughts or might not actually comprehend the damage that they're causing. 4 is not one of these hosts. 4 knows what he's doing, right? He's killed contestants before, many times, and has done some pretty messed up things. But in the world of BFDI, death is kind of something that's common. In fact, it's not really like that characters are super distraught whenever the other one dies. Obviously, with a few exceptions throughout the show, but there's recovery centers. Why be shocked when someone dies? They can just come back within a couple of minutes. But still, that doesn't change the fact that 4 is still killing people, or still did kill people, along with a lot of the other things that he did to the contestants, like keep them in an eternal algebra class, separating them from their families, friends. I don't know why I said families. I don't know why I said that, but their friends and all civilization. It's kind of like eternal torture, right? Similar to another host that we might talk about in this video next. And I think that's something that makes 4 maybe not the most evil host, but definitely not one of the more nicer ones, at least in my opinion. Now, the one thing that separates Ari from 4 is that 4 in X did technically ask the contestants of BFB if they wanted to compete, and they agreed. Ari did not do this. Instead, he just kidnapped these guys, took them to a different dimension against their will, and separated them from everything that they loved and cared about, their passions, hobbies, homes, families, friends, and took them to a different dimension where they'd be forced to compete in the competition for months and months on end. They couldn't die, and they went through horrific experiences just to get to the bottom of this and to win the competition. And in the end, the host of this so-called object show is dead. He's dead. He died. So there's no way to actually free the contestants or announce a winner of one if there is no host. Who's going to host the challenges? You might think that a contestant will take over, but there's barely any left. Liam wouldn't want to continue the trauma of one. So what happens next? Who knows? But, like I said, the argument that you can make for Ari is that he's not entirely in control of his own actions, but it still does at least partially put him at fault, is because he's still conscious. He's still choosing to do this stuff. And he once, at one time, lived a normal life, although it was years ago. MePhone 4 can kind of also be chopped up to not that great of a host. And the reason why I say that is because, Cobbs, like I said, he's kind of been trying to hide from Steve Cobbs and, that whole can of worms as well. But it doesn't really excuse a lot of the things that he's actually done to the contestants. And with that last line from Steve Cobbs in the most recent Inanimate Insanity Season 2 episode, he said that MePhone created the contestants, or created at least Suitcase and Knife, which really makes you think, did he create these guys and gave them these emotions just to put them through all of this? What are MePhone 4's true motives? Well, it's really unknown. What does he want? What does MePhone 4 and Steve Cobbs actually want? We don't know. we don't really know a lot about that. But just going off of the things that MePhone 4 has done to these contestants over the years and over the course of time, it's no joke that this guy definitely isn't a nice host. I mean, just based off of the things that he's done in season 2 alone. It's, MePhone, you could kind of call him a very manipulative host. Like, he didn't outright harm the contestants by himself. Like, he didn't punch them in the face and kill them or anything. He didn't blast them with some kind of heat ray that killed them, like, a host like 4 or Animatic. He doesn't have any known superpowers, at least to my knowledge, besides the ability to recover people. And that is kind of faulty in and of itself. But MePhone 4 doesn't need powers. He has other ways to torture these contestants, and I think that's what makes him truly evil. I really wanted to include someone like One in this video, like not the show, but the character One from BFDI. But One isn't a host, so it wouldn't really make sense to add One in the video. But One definitely doesn't seem like the most innocent person just by what they've done in Teapot alone. But like I said, we don't know a whole lot about One. So we'll leave that up for debate. And, like I said before, One isn't really a host. I just kind of wanted to mention them, briefly in this video. These are only popular instances of these kinds of hosts, and I'm probably going to make a part 2 soon. But, you know what I mean? I just kind of wanted to just yap a lot in this video, honestly. So if you all enjoyed this video, then consider hitting that subscribe button and perhaps joining the channel. But if you don't want to, that's fine. Just leave a like on the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. But don't forget this. A host doesn't have to outright harm the contestants physically to be evil. They can do much, much worse.
Have some more chicken, have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried. Have some more chicken, have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried. Have some more chicken, have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried. Have some more chicken, have some more pie. It doesn't matter if it's boiled or fried.